Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
You might hear lots of sniffles.
Yeah,
And
we're gonna have to perk it up, ladies.
should have brought an espresso.
Yeah.
We're-
Why is 2 espresso shots just like not enough anymore?
It's not enough.
It gets me started, but then like I'm gonna need a third, maybe a fourth. On most days
Have
these
you
days.
heard of a red eye coffee?
No. A red?
A red eye.
No.
Our friend got it the other day and I was like, what is that? And he was like, it's 2 shots of espresso, but instead of just using milk or a filler, they use drip coffee in it as well. And then whatever milk you want.
Okay.
Anyway, it sounds intense. I had a sip and I was like, maybe that's what I need instead of a latte.
I need something new for sure. I need to up my game because what's happening right now is not cutting it.
By the way, I'm one of those people that drinks coffee every day while pregnant. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have a cup, which is normal, but
Yeah.
I think maybe I push it a little further than that because they say a cup, but I'm drinking like cold brew or like a latte.
Emily Oster says 4 cups. So
I've also been eating Italian subs. I've tried some sushi at a nice restaurant.
my OB was like, I will not tell you to not eat sushi or deli meat.
Yeah.
Or drink coffee.
My midwife was like, same. It's not about not eating those things. It's about not going to super gross.
Yeah, like don't
Grocery.
have 7-Eleven sushi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't have a 7-Eleven hot dog.
Right.
Like,
and like
make good choices.
make good choices. Look at how it's been sitting out.
Yeah.
Like, what does it, the refrigeration
Right.
look like?
Right.
Like, just be smart.
Yeah,
Because, like,
yeah.
it's about bacteria and the quality. It's not
Right.
about, like, stay away from sushi forever. Anyway,
Yeah.
things you learn for your second pregnancy. The
Right.
first one, I didn't have an Italian sub the whole time.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh, I have to heat it up at 350 degrees, like all these things. I'm like,
Did
why did
you?
I do that? That made it taste so gross.
I literally can't imagine cooking deli meat. It's a hard pass. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying food a little bit.
I am enjoying food
Because
more.
we're past the all food is disgusting phase. Sometimes food's good.
We are.
All right.
All vegetables are still
Oh,
disgusting.
yeah. Maybe
too,
after
'cause
20 weeks.
You're like, I'm going to nourish this baby during pregnancy. I'm going to cook my own bone broth and
Nope, never thought that.
eat all these greens and nutrients. And I'm like ordering Taco Bell at 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's what my pregnancies look like, at least until 20 weeks.
Yeah, I do feel like I'm slowly approaching. I'm 15 weeks right now. And I do feel like the turning point is near.
Yeah, I can't believe you're 15 weeks.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
That's wild.
It flew by because I feel like I delayed doing things until pretty late. First ultrasound was 9 weeks.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I just feel like everything was kind of pushed out. And
Also, you're busy, so that makes things go
but
faster.
also it feels like it's been 700 years.
Totally. Totally.
I just got a pregnancy book to write a journal.
Oh my God, you're cute.
And I'm backtracking because I
Yeah.
didn't write the first,
Sure.
15 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's like, who's the first person you told? I was like, Natasha.
I mean, I've said this before, but my husband has never been the first to know. It's always the girlies.
Yeah, the girlies.
Yeah.
So cute.
We want to figure out what to call you guys. Other podcasts have their names for their people that listen. So if you guys have any ideas, let us know. Because the ideas that we have so far are really dorky.
like the villagers.
Right. It's like, are we? That song.
Or
The
like
YMCA song.
we asked ChatGPT and it was like the coven.
It was like the witches of, we're like,
So anyway, let us know what you think. We answered a bunch of your questions on a recent one and we didn't finish because it was so much fun answering your questions and we got so many. So we're doing part 2 today. We're going to try to up our energy levels because I've been having pregnancy insomnia. I've been up since 2:30.
Oh, and I have a sick baby. And so I was
Yeah.
up twice last night and I've been in hell for the past 5 days. It's been a rough week.
But we're here.
Yeah, and we're happy to be here. So it's
We
nice.
are. Yeah.
Without further ado, let's get rolling. How can your partner help support you during pregnancy?
Don't ask questions. Let me elaborate. If I say I can't eat anything that's in the fridge, don't ask questions.
Yeah.
It,
Don't make comments. Don't make a face. Like just, okay, whatever you want, honey. That's the
Yeah.
correct response to that.
And if I order grocery deliveries, even though the grocery store is 5-minute drive away, don't ask questions.
Don't make comments. Don't make a face. Do you see the trend?
But truly, it's just really hard for men to comprehend. So having empathy, this sounds so dumb and simple of an answer, but having empathy, because I feel like it's easy for men, and it's easy for me too before I was pregnant, to be like, everyone gets pregnant. Everyone goes through it. It's normal. Everyone does it. It's not that big of a deal.
Right. Like people have been doing it for hundreds of years. Like this is just the way it goes. It's like, oh God.
And also you wanted this, and so many people want this, and they're not, I don't know. There's
and like, you should be so lucky.
Yes.
Yeah. There's like two things can be true at once.
Yes.
You can want this and still be suffering.
Yes.
You can be happy that you have this and still be suffering. You can be excited and still not be able to eat and be sick and be miserable. So it's not black and white.
Yeah. And the hormones are no joke. So just having empathy, like my husband asked if I would go to the public pool with him and my son yesterday, because he's been teaching my son how to swim, but then he also is a swimmer. So he likes to do laps as his cardio. So he wanted me to then watch Kelly while he could do laps. And I was like,
too much.
That is a 2-hour commitment, because I have to get in the car, I have to drive there, and then I have to watch you guys do a swim lesson, and then I have to wait for you to do the swim lesson, and then I have to come back, when this is like a thing that you signed up for with him, and you can go work out at a different time later and I'll watch him. That's not an issue. I just don't want to do what you're signing me up for. And we got into an argument, and it wasn't even a big argument, and I was bawling, crying. I was like, I just don't want to go to the pool. He was like, whoa, like, okay, like, don't come. I was like, you're making me do something I don't want to do.
I'm laughing, but I'm also tearing up because it's so relatable.
It's just, you can't explain the emotions and the hormones, and everything just seems like a huge deal.
And you're so teary. You're so on the verge of like an emotional break at any point, like rage or crying or whatever. It's really hard to manage that because the filter goes away, the emotional filter.
Yeah.
I feel you.
So I think just empathy and understanding, and
also make this a time when you learn to pick up the slack. Have a discussion about everybody's responsibilities, and then just be like, okay, like, how can I help? What are the hardest things for you to do right now? What can I pick up? Right? Because your wife is making a sacrifice for the family. You know, everybody here is a consenting adult that's making a decision to have a family. The best thing you can do is acknowledge that your wife is doing a hard thing. And even if she wants it, it's still hard and can be miserable. So pick something up so that she has less on her plate, because just surviving right now is hard for her.
Yeah, I think pregnancy is so interesting because people talk a lot about needing time postpartum and stuff. And I feel like it's not spoken about enough how difficult pregnancy can be for some people, trying to just like get through the day.
Yeah. It's like survival mode in a lot of ways. Obviously there's good parts, right? But a lot of the time,
besides the bump, it's like they don't know, they can't feel the emotions, they can't feel the nausea, the fatigue, the insomnia, the hormones, the blood racing, the pain. We're taught to kind of just like go, keep going to work, keep doing this, and that's 10 months of just pretending your body isn't being taken over instead of getting the rest and nourishment that we need. So I think, just empathy and picking up the slack, and just knowing that, pregnancy is common, but it's super hard.
And it's harder for some people than others. So if you're like, oh, so-and-so at work is doing just fine, why is it hard for you? Well, everybody's different.
Yeah.
And every pregnancy is different. I had 2 pregnancies, and my first pregnancy was way harder than the first. I mean, the second was still hard, but just, so just acknowledging and not comparing, and like you said, empathy. Yeah. Because there's rough times. Yeah.
Next question. Oof, this is a loaded one. What are some tips and tricks for the first time breastfeeding?
Support would be my number one. If you're pregnant right now and you're trying to figure out what you can do to set yourself up for success breastfeeding, just set up support for when the baby comes. You could take a course while you're pregnant. Highly recommend educating yourself. An online course or a course at a hospital, or maybe even a lactation consultant has a course that you can take before baby comes. But you are going to want one-on-one support from an IBCLC. So just set that up in advance. Have at least one or two set up so that when the baby comes, you know that's coming.
Know who's covered by your insurance. Look it all up. Tune out all the other noise, the social media.
Don't even get me started.
I'm sorry, but the friends, because I love hearing friends' advice, but just know that it's personal experience and opinion usually, you know, it's not coming from IBCLC or a lactation educator or all these things. So just take everything people say with a grain of salt and seek out support first, because we could tell you all the tips and tricks that we have up our sleeves, but at the end of the day, like, you could forget them. You are going to be overwhelmed. You are going to be coming off of a birth, and you are not going to be like, oh, what's that tip and trick that Tosh and Taylor said. The key is having someone there that's on your team telling you factual things,
looking at you and your baby and your anatomy and your home situation and your support situation, and being like, all right, let's troubleshoot here and figure this out for you and your baby, because everybody's different. Obviously, you know, put the baby on the boob. It's possible.
Don't listen to the 2 to 3 hour thing. Just keep putting baby on the boob. Tune out the noise and the schedules.
Your baby might do one stretch in the beginning of like not eating for 2 or 3 hours. One, but probably not more than that. They're probably going to eat every hour or less. So expect that. I think a lot of it is expectations. So just know that the first, I would say, 8 weeks of breastfeeding is sort of like you learning, your baby learning, figuring out what works for you guys, getting support, being home, figuring out all of the things. And then you kind of can get settled and situated, and everybody can branch out a little bit more, but you're learning together. So just mentally prepare. You're learning something new.
Yeah. And look at our episode, breastfeeding in the first 6 months, because
and the first 2 weeks.
And the first 2 weeks. Because all our little golden nuggets are in those. But I do agree that support is number one, because they will give you all of the tips and tricks with their education-based knowledge.
And I have to agree with you so much on, in addition to having a professional working with you, is get rid of the social media breastfeeding stuff.
Throw it out the window.
It's just so bad. I can't.
Unless it's from our page.
Well, or an IBCLC.
Yes.
The breastfeeding related tips from sleep people, it's horrible. And it's not pro breastfeeding. And it's counterintuitive to having a good breastfeeding situation. So that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, agree. Do what you want, but you don't have to pay hundreds of dollars for a course. All you need to do is find a breastfeeding support group, lots of free ones, and then also an IBCLC for hands-on support at home after.
And you can find a IBCLC who's covered through your insurance through the Lactation Network if you're interested. So the next question is, how do you talk to your family about their decision to not vaccinate? Look, the thing is, you can't control other people. So you have to make decisions that you're comfortable with. Other people have to make decisions that they're comfortable with. You can set boundaries around people who don't have the same beliefs or make the same choices. You can say you don't want your newborn around someone that's not vaccinated against that. Then you could say, okay, well, you can't see my newborn for 2 months. So that you can make those kinds of decisions, but you're probably not going to change anyone's mind. So I would say just let it be.
Yeah, open communication, but unfortunately, everyone just has different values, opinions.
Yeah. And just bring the temperature down, right? Yeah. Because it doesn't need to turn into, my opinion is, it doesn't need to turn into some huge heated debate. Okay, you're allowed to have your opinions. Whether I agree with them or not is not my business. But what my business is protecting my child and being the advocate for them and doing what I think is best for them. I'm going to make decisions on that.
Yeah. And you know, you can do whatever, again, what you feel comfortable with, whether that's making it so you only see them and their kids outside or, you know, or not anyone during sick season or anyone. Yeah. I just think Those really are your only options. Open communication, expressing your own boundaries, figuring out what their boundaries are, and then moving forward.
Right. A lot of times we build these things up in our heads to be a bigger deal than they need to be. And the majority of us have a lot more in common than we think.
Yeah. It's become very, very politicized.
Yeah. And just heated. You're only in control of yourself would be my thing to say on that.
Yeah.
Next question.
What kind of exercises did you do in each trimester?
First trimester, horizontal couch exercises.
Yeah. First trimester, horizontal, watching Jason Momoa on Chief of War.
Yep. It's always Jason Momoa. Taylor's trying to control herself on the postpartum. It was rewatching Game of Thrones.
That's so true.
It's Chief of War.
God, Jason Momoa is really getting me through all the stages.
I'm surprised that it's not Jason Momoa while you're trying to get pregnant.
My husband knows he's my hall pass.
It's funny because he's also mine. So,
I mean, isn't he everyone's?
I don't think so. I think it's a Hawaii. Maybe. Well, I don't know. You guys tell us, but the Hawaii girls go hard for Jason Momoa.
That's true. That's true.
Like when people are like Harry Styles, I'm like,
eh.
I think he's like so cute, but Jason Momoa is my number one.
Apple TV knows what they're doing. They posted a video the other day that was like Cheeks of War. And it was Jason Momoa and his Malo like walking around with his butt just looking so good. And I was like, you got me. You got me. Watching that episode.
We started watching Chief of War when my mom was in town over Labor Day weekend. And my husband, Drew, was sitting on the couch with us. And he's like, I see why you guys wanted to watch this. And my mom was like, shh, just this isn't for you. Go away.
Oh my God, it's just so good.
It's so good.
Long story short, I did not work out first trimester and it was hard. I missed that. That was my alone time, my peace of mind. It makes me feel better. It definitely brought me down a little, but I also knew how important it was to rest and to give myself that space to let this baby grow. And it's really hard first trimester. My body needed that. I do have to do 2 dog walks a day no matter what. So I committed to that, and that was my exercise, and that was that.
Also, you have a toddler. I think that people don't realize how many steps and like how active you are when you have other kids. So for me, no matter what I'm doing in the day, I get 10,000 steps just like living or more.
Just living,
chasing after my children. When I worked a desk job, it would be like 400. But when you're different phases of life, it's more. So I think you have to give yourself grace. Like, I know you were really upset that you weren't getting your workout in. And I know, because the mental health aspect and the time alone aspect, like that is the stuff. That's what motivates me to work out, is getting to be alone and having something that's like just mine.
Yeah.
So I know it's really hard in first trimester.
Something I love about working out is you're usually dedicated to that amount of time without your cell phone.
Yes.
And I really like that because I find it really hard to unplug from things. And I think that social media is really toxic during pregnancy and postpartum and when you're trying to breastfeed and all these phases of motherhood. It's very delicate. And that's why we're so conscious about what we're putting out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I really love that about it. Second trimester, I want to say at 13 weeks, I started doing like low impact sculpt non-heated classes, and it's been going well. Some of the classes, it didn't feel that great to do because I felt nauseous still, but it was still worth it. I'm going to continue low impact Pilates, sculpt. Yeah. I'm very passionate about non-heated. I'm actually a heated girly. I used to go to hot yoga all the time. I used to do Bikram a lot. I just feel like when you're a nauseous girly, it's not it's not
recommended to do heated while you're pregnant anyway.
So many people do it. It depends the heat level.
If you're from Palm Springs and you're used to it being 110 degrees out, fine. But I think it's just like the shock to your body that they're trying to avoid, and obviously your body temperature rising to an unsafe level for the baby. But yeah, the heat level, I guess. I mean, if it's like freezing,
I've gone to 80s ones, which are okay, but then once it gets to 90, 100, it just feels totally unsafe. If you're told to not go in a sauna, then you would think, so low impact second trimester, and then third trimester, I feel like it gets even more low impact.
Yeah.
It's like second trimester, I work out the most. And then third trimester, it's very yoga, slow flows.
It's like a lot of not a lot.
I do think that stretching is really important.
Some walking.
My midwives, the first pregnancy, were very adamant on this. They were like, people in this generation tighten, and they don't ever let loose. And then we go into birth like this, just like super scrunched up. And we need to be opening our pelvis and opening our body. And so I do feel very passionate about stretching. I don't think we live in a culture that does enough stretching. Even the sculpt classes I go to, I'm like, oof, they should really have a little bit of more time at the beginning and end, because we're spending so much time tightening our muscles and we have no stretching.
There's none.
Yeah. And how many people do you think are going home from that class and stretching?
0.
And there's a ton of pregnant people in that class. No. So I think that's something to be wary of, especially in third trimester, balancing things out.
Yeah. Agree. I'll be the first to say I don't work out much during pregnancy. Just not for me.
Yeah.
A lot of stretching.
Walking.
No, not even a lot of walking. I don't know. I find pregnancy to be very hard on my body as is. I try to work out and do some things, but I'm just not a big, like, get it done, work out girly, like during pregnancy. It's just, I just can't.
Yeah. I do some YouTube videos. Remember I texted you, I was like, I just did a dance one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've done a few like that.
It helped my endorphins.
Exactly.
It made me happy after.
It's the endorphins thing. The interesting about pregnancy and exercising is like you really are doing it to feel good instead of just to look good.
Yes.
Which is kind of nice because you're already, I'm fat and just like, ugh, you know, so you're like, whatever, this is just what I look like. But you do it because you're like, I just want to feel good. And it's kind of a nice reset.
Totally.
You know, me and my mindset shifts.
No, I agree.
Okay, next question.
What are must-haves in a hospital bag?
So the hospital bag thing is really blown out of proportion.
Like, it's gone really crazy out there.
Just like suitcases of stuff. You're really not there for that long, and you just don't really need that much because the hospital provides everything. And you think like, oh, I'll just bring my own stuff and then I'm not going to get charged for the thing. Like, no, it's like everything's yours. So like if you want to take a trash bag when you leave and throw everything in, like it's all yours. It's not like you're going to save money by not using the stuff. Everything that's in your room belongs to you when you get in there. Okay, so what you actually need in your hospital bag from a mom who has given birth twice in the hospital is dark colored, comfy clothes. You're going to still be real pregnant looking after you give birth. So probably something that you were wearing like 3 days ago is still going to fit. You want dark colored because there's a lot of blood. You want baggy because you're going to be wearing a diaper or a pad that's this long. So do with that as you may. Next. I like the pull to the side nursing bras. The snaps are annoying. I sleep in them. So I like the Medela brand. There's like a 3-pack for $25 on Amazon. Pull to the side is the call, in my opinion. You don't need anything fancy. Your normal toiletry bag. You're probably not going to use anything you don't normally use. So no need to get anything different. Just the stuff that you usually use. Your toothbrush, toothpaste, that kind of stuff. I would say a long phone charger, some snacks, water bottle. They have that stuff at the hospital, but if you want anything specific, if you like your own water bottle, then a loose and comfy going home outfit. I do like to live my life thinking that it's a fashion show, but probably not the time.
I have a comment about this. I have a hot take.
So tell us.
I just want to know. I want to know. I'm curious. Like, women out there that do your hair and your makeup and stuff before birth, like, did you have a long early labor or something? Like, what's going on here? Because I literally was mooing hands and knees like a cow from the first contraction I had when my water broke, and ain't no way I was going to be like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Like trying to curl my hair.
I think that most of
I
those
was immobile
curated videos that we see on social media, back to the like toxic social media culture, I think most of those are like inductions. You know, when you're going in and then you get the epidural immediately, you are not in pain. Like anyone who has had
spontaneous
labor occur and then been in pain. Like no one is like getting ready.
Yeah. Like I just see those videos and I'm like, oh my God, I looked like haggard, like primal.
We had a very
animal.
different experience.
My hair was like right here. I was like just probably the worst I've ever looked in my whole life. I don't know why I'm like gonna cry. It's so
I can't
funny.
imagine a less attractive time.
Oh my God.
I can't imagine caring less about anything.
No. Yeah, because I was just trying to survive.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay, so back to the hospital bag. Something that you probably wore 3 days ago will still fit because you've only birthed the baby and you're still fat. So something comfy that a diaper fits under. Again, dark colors, lots of blood. Yeah. For the baby, a few outfits and maybe a couple sizes. I usually bring newborn and 0 to 3 months. You don't really know how big the baby's going to be, even though they say they can tell. Like I think those things are really off a lot of the time. So maybe a preemie size, depending on your personal size, you might have an idea of how big the baby might be. I like to bring my own swaddles because I never have figured out how to use the like wrappy ones. There's a 3-pack on Amazon. I think it's the Swaddle Me brand. They're 100% cotton. They have a little Velcro on them. They're perfect for the little tiny babies. I like those. They're not too hot. Also, your husband or whoever is there to support you can also always run home if you forget something. So it's not dire, right? Mm-hmm. Like my husband ran home and got some extra things the next day. Your insurance card, your birth plan if you printed it out, your ID, that kind of stuff. Some people like to bring a pacifier in a bottle. If you're planning to breastfeed, I would wait because there's no need. You're trying to establish breastfeeding. You guys are practicing together. The pacifier stops you from seeing feeding cues and the bottle is just not necessary yet. If you're trying to breastfeed, that would be my recommendation on that.
Also, it's really hard. I feel like what people don't realize is it's really hard to have any indication that your milk supply is going one way or another in those first like 24 to 48 hours in the hospital because sometimes your milk hasn't even come in yet, which is normal and natural.
Or mature milk. You have colostrum, which is all your baby needs. You don't need to supplement.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
normal.
A
lot of times just be aware that obviously hospitals know that you probably won't be seen until your checkup, which sometimes is at 6 to 8 weeks. So they want to get ahead of it. They want to get your milk going. So a lot of the times they'll say pump, they'll say feed with bottle, all this stuff. But I just want people to feel confident that if you're planning on breastfeeding, don't wait till that 6 to 8 appointment to be seen. Mm-hmm. Get an IBCLC for support. You don't need to bring those things to the hospital. You just need to put baby on your boob all the time.
Yeah. Anytime they make a noise. And if they're really sleepy like my daughter was, my son was not. He wanted to eat all the time. But my daughter, I had to wake her to feed and I had to set a timer. You don't want to do one stretch longer than 3 hours between feeds. You want to be feeding them at least every 2 to 3 hours. If your baby is not sleepy like my son was, it will be more often than that. But my daughter was really sleepy. I had to set a timer and try to feed her. And because she was so sleepy, I had to hand express into a spoon and then put that into her mouth to try to get her to eat because girlfriend just wanted to sleep. So every baby's different. Again, support is going to be your number one, the best thing you'll ever do.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes having too many things, bringing too many things, it just gets in the way. If that's what your goal is. If your goal is to exclusively breastfeed.
Right. If you're trying to breastfeed and get that established, there's no need to bring a pacifier or a bottle.
In fact, most IBCLCs will say wait on pacifier for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need a pacifier. You are a pacifier.
Your boobs are a pacifier.
And a pacifier,
in a good way.
Yeah, a pacifier is trying to be you. So you don't need it. Last thing I would say is that you need to bring is just like anything that's going to make you feel comfortable. I know some people like to bring their own blankets or pillows. I didn't because like I don't care. But like some people can't sleep without certain things. Just whatever is going to make you feel comfortable. Don't overdo it again because if for whatever reason the first night you're uncomfortable, you're person can always go grab you something else. You just don't need all the things. I've seen hospital lists on TikTok and videos and on YouTube, and it's like this it's like you're there for like 36 hours. You just don't actually need all that stuff. But if it makes you feel comfortable, then do it. I know the first time my hospital bag was like I was going to war. So yeah, I get it. And it makes you feel good to feel prepared. So, but that's the stuff that I feel like you actually need.
Yeah.
Because the hospital provides everything else. They provide pads. They provide disposable underwear. They provide the peri bottle. They provide nipple balm if you want it. I would just use breast milk. They have diapers. They have swaddles, the little hats, everything for your postpartum care, everything for the baby. So you really don't need to bring much. So a question that we got was, is San Diego kid friendly? What would you say?
Yes.
Yeah.
I moved here because it's kid friendly. Yeah. What I've found is it's even more kid friendly than I ever could have imagined. I mean, we have such good parks right on the ocean. We have the ocean. We have all this nature. No matter where you live in San Diego, you can tap into it. I have sisters that live 40 minutes away at every different way you look in San Diego. And we all find our museums, our zoos, our things to do. So many free kid activities too in San Diego.
Free library readings and community kids things.
Tons of mom things.
So many mom groups.
Lots of San Diego mom walks. Yeah.
Mom walks. Yeah. So many things.
Businesses that allow you to work out while you have baby watching.
It's really kid friendly. And I would say my biggest issue is that there's not a ton of restaurants to bring your kids to where there's like a space for them to run around. I feel like that's a big need, but I feel
like this is an America problem.
I don't feel like that's really common anywhere that I've been. So that's a problem everywhere.
And we really want to start doing more community outreach things, building our own little community here with Moms Interrupted. And so when you move here, reach out. Yeah. We want to start figuring out how many of you listeners are from here and we can do things in person and meet you in person.
Yeah. Stay tuned. We've got some fun stuff coming up. So
yeah,
definitely kid friendly though.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Our last question, which is a really fun one. Should I eat my placenta?
This is a question for you because for me, it's a no. It's a big fat no for me. So
first of all, it's no secret my placenta is still in my freezer. I will be planting it before the next baby arrives.
I don't believe her.
But my goal was never to eat it. So my sister did encapsulate hers and I did try it.
That's a whole other step. Not eating your own, but eating someone else's.
She was like, these are my placenta pills. Do you want to try one? I was like, sure.
Next level.
I don't know if it was placebo or if I did feel a little burst of energy, but I only took one and it didn't feel gross at all. It didn't taste weird. Like it being encapsulated, I feel like is the only way I would do it. That being said, I know lots of people and lots of cultures do like to cook it, and I say you go, girl. What I will say is I'm not here to tell you to eat your placenta or not, because there's, to be honest, not a lot of research in it. So I'm not going to be like, it's going to change your life. But that being said, that doesn't mean I don't think there's any benefits. We eat organs of so many different animals and it's very healthy. Yeah. And so sure, it makes sense that this would be very high, dense nutrients. It just feels a little more serial killer to me.
Definitely serial killer vibes to me. That's the, I'm just like not a big meat eater as it is.
I'm a meat girl.
So, you're a meat girl. And so like, it's just a no.
Wait.
For me. Like I don't eat organs of animals. I don't want to eat my own organ.
See, I took beef liver pills my last pregnancy because it's very, very healthy. And so it got me thinking about this question because I was like, what is the main difference with it? You know?
So I asked Taylor the other day, like, what should I feed my daughter that's really high calorie? What did you say? Like some disgusting, I said whipped like,
bone marrow.
Yeah. Yeah, right. If it was available to me and at my house and someone brought it, would I let my kids try it? Sure. Am I going to seek it out, make it? No.
No, I would be hiring. If I ever did that, I would be hiring someone to take my placenta away, make something edible out of it. And then I'm not going to sit there cooking my placenta.
Fry it up like a steak.
Also brings me back to the video I sent you this morning of the Kardashians doing that, serving their placenta at dinner.
I can't.
And it made me think of this story. This really happened. I know someone who said they all went over to a friend's for dinner and they were making mac and cheese, like a gourmet mac and cheese.
Oh yeah, I've heard this story before.
And they were like, it's so good. Finish the meal. And then the woman who had cooked it was like, just so you know, I used my breast milk as the milk that I used for this. And everyone was just like, what? Like thought it was a joke. And it wasn't a joke. And I've tried breast milk. I've tried other people's breast milk. Whatever. I don't think that's the big issue here. I think it's the non-consent.
Totally.
Because that's a bodily fluid.
Yeah. It's a bodily fluid. It's raw. It's not pasteurized. Yeah.
Anyway, that's wild.
That's wild. I would say no. It's a no for me on like all of these things. Eat your placenta if you want. People swear by it. I've seen anecdotal stories. It helps with postpartum depression. Do it. If it sounds interesting to you, I don't think there's any harm. Do I want to eat mine or someone else's? 0%.
I am about to get really hippie with what I'm going to say though. I do think placentas hold so much power. It's the only organ that's disposable out of any animal. Yeah. And I think it is so cool that it gives nutrients throughout our whole pregnancy to this human, allows it to grow, and then it just gets disposed of. So I understand how people are like
attached to it.
And also throwing it away does feel weird. And that's why it's still in my freaking freezer, because I don't want to just throw this away. I want to plant it. And I'm very hippie and I don't want to eat it, but I do want to do something with it. I understand feeling like they hold some power and that it's a cool thing that us women get to build and experience.
I made it.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. My midwives held it up and I have some photos. They explained to me like this line means this. Yeah. This means that you had good nutrients in this. It's so cool to have knowledge about something that we build and dispose of.
Yeah. Agree.
Women are super cool.
We have no answer for you. Just do what feels right on that one.
But placentas are really cool.
And don't make people drink your breast milk without consenting.
Or eat your placenta without consenting.
Yes. Yeah. I would say like consent all around. It's really important.
It's really important. Thank you guys for asking these questions. Yeah. What we're going to do moving forward is we're going to ask for your questions every week. And then we're going to add a little segment to each episode at the end where we answer questions, because that will just give us more time each episode to focus on in the moment questions that you guys want answered.
Yeah, we can answer them more regularly. Yeah. And if you guys have something to ask, throw it at us. DM or answer in our little sticker thing on Instagram. But yeah, we're excited to chat more with you guys about all of the things.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Thanks for being here today. See ya next time.
And let us know if you think of a name for you guys.
Okay.
See you next time.
Bye.